Let us know if you can hear us. Everything sounds good, looks good. We are back for another build stream. Thank you for all of the subs all of a sudden. I was not able to read that name fast enough. We appreciate you. Hebrew Hammer in chat, how's it going? A lot of familiar faces here. We have someone different on stream today. We got Justin. Thank you for joining me today. Connor is over there being lame, busy, doing too many other things.
Muted?
I
didn't do anything to it. I just picked it up.
Yeah, no, it should be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Green. That seems good.
Yeah, everything seems good. Let us know if you can hear us. Congrats on 100K. Thank you, dude. I wish we had the plaque. We already hung it up on the wall. It's like right at the entrance when you walk in from the showroom.
So everybody sees it, so you can brag about it.
Right, exactly. The second they walk in, it's like right there on the wall. We're gonna be like, hey, check this out. That's kind of what half the things in the showroom are. We're just like, ooh, look at this. But you should also look at this. It's like when we have the Z Tower and stuff in there. It's like, it just makes people want to talk about it. Like, it's a cool conversation piece. I can destroy even the best of computers with one simple trick. I mean, I could also just like kick it off a building or something, or set it on fire. I feel like we can come up with some pretty creative ways of destroying a computer.
I mean, you don't even need to do it. Half the time, it like comes pre-destroyed.
That is true. You could just ship it.
Yeah.
Shipping will find a way, no matter how well you package that. Cobra Sniper, thank you for the sub. No matter how well you can package it. No amount of boxes
save it from shipping damage.
No, I feel like at a certain point we just lose the physics. And it's like, it has to just not have mass anymore for it to not just crumble under its own weight. Yoshi, thank you for the sub, dude. Well, what are we building today? Can you give me a quick rundown of the specs? I think there's a build list over on your cart. Might make that a little bit easier. It's a good looking system. I pulled this one in particular because I saw we had a LCD cooler here from Lee & Lee. That's not something common. I think we did a short form content over it, but it was with all the other
I mean, Connor did stuff. Like some other build with like the Lee & Lee stuff.
But it was like, I think we got like a pre-production unit or like a test one or something like that. But it'll definitely get a lot better now.
All right, here you go. Intel.
Sweet. Yeah, so for the CPU, you got a
cards.
14700 KF. Of course, we got to have the 4070 Ti Super in there. Working in that Y60, going in that Z790 Tai Chi board, which I know is a lot of our favorites. You can pass this back to you. 850 watt power supply, black sleeved cables, all of the goodness, all the usual stuff you're used to seeing. Tech question, how familiar are you guys with the MSI Ventus 3X 3070 Ti? I feel like you'd be very familiar with that.
Yeah, we used a lot of them.
There are many of those.
I mean, if you're asking about like, is it good? I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. Like
the Ventus cards are kind of like the entry level MSI ones pretty much. So.
And for 3070 Ti's, you don't necessarily have to go with the crazy high end.
It's a 3070 Ti. It'll perform fine. But
MSI makes a good product, just like a Gigabyte 3070 Ti or a Zotac or anyone else. It's reputable. You'd have to go with some real crazy brand for it to not.
I mean, that's still like the triple fan one. Yeah. So it's like, that's fine.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. That's even better than just the normal like 2X. Because they still make that, right? I think a 3070 Ti short version.
It's possible. I have no idea.
They just made a whole bunch of different versions of all the things. Someone asked me to stream on Twitch. Yeah, we do actually multi-stream. We are on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube right now. So feel free to go to whichever platform suits you the best, and we will be there. So I forgot one major thing for you to build, and that is the Lazy Susan.
That's true.
Let's get that over here. What's better, a 3090 or a 4060?
3090.
3090.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The features don't help it.
No.
It's just not even close.
No, if you already have a 3090 or you're able to get a good deal on a 3090, I would say that's probably more worthwhile, unless you're like, the 4060 have the dual encoders? No, it's only a 4070 and above, right?
I have no idea.
So I don't think you'd actually be benefiting a whole lot from that 4060.
I mean, you're getting like frame gen and stuff and ray reconstruction, but with a 4060, you're not doing any serious ray tracing anyway.
Exactly.
So
yeah. It's all relative to the spec of that. If it was more like a 3070 versus a 4060, now it'd be a little
well,
closer.
If it was a 3090 versus like a 4070 Super.
Yeah. That'd also be a good comparison the other way.
That would give me pause.
Came by to say hi. I haven't commented on YouTube yet. Just kick. Oh, good, dude. And I have a 4080. You're perfect. You beat both of those cards.
Yeah.
I'm at school. Is this a good idea to watch RB? Oh, right now. Yeah, sure, dude. I mean, we try to keep it as PG as Justin will be over here. It gets pretty rowdy after a while.
Hey, you should tell him to focus on his education, okay?
That's true. Sorry, I'm already being a bad influence.
Yeah.
Go learn a thing or two. All those things that school is just so useful for. Same guy that was asking about the Ventus 3070 Ti says, I have a PC with an i5 10600 paired with that Ventus, but the problem I have is my PC in the desktop Windows Manager and client, what? Spiking to 40 and 3% back and forth. What should be the problem? Interesting.
Like CPU usage?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
it's saying
pretty...
client server runtime spiking. That's an interesting metric to be watching. But if you're referring to like utilization of something, I guess a spike back and forth like that would be concerning.
Like if it's like CPU utilization though, like sometimes Windows just does things that spikes it up to like...
Right. If that's not utilization, that could just be a background process that just happens anyway. If not, I would check like what is running in Task Manager.
I would only be worried if it was like a constant, like 40% utilization like all the time or something like that.
Like clearly something's working something out there and then it's stopping or clearing itself out.
Yeah.
But if it's just staying like pinned at some odd number, yeah, I'd definitely be a little more concerned about that. Well, daddy's money? Well, feel free to share with us. Local Fury says there's no big difference between the 4090 and the 4070, unless you include the extra $400.
I mean, it's a pretty big performance difference.
Yeah, that is still noticeable. You will see the difference between a 4070 and a 4090. I mean, you're still skipping the entire 4080 and the 4070 Ti's and the 4070 Ti Supers. Like, there's a lot of cards in that range to like fill in the gap. So it's kind of hard to compare that big of a distance.
I think people who haven't used a 4090 don't realize how fast it is.
Yeah.
Like
most people with 4090s realistically won't need a new graphics card for I don't know how many years. Like video games won't optimize themselves to use that.
Like it's kind of like the situation where like a lot of times when you buy a high-end card, it's like this is fast, but like I know its limitations.
Mark, thank you for the sub. Yeah, exactly.
Like a 4090 though, like it's literally like anything. 4K.
Yeah, I know.
Set the settings.
It's honestly,
and you're getting a high refresh rate experience.
It's challenging you to find a reason to use the 4090.
Yeah, I'm not saying like everybody should go out and buy one because they're expensive. They're very expensive.
No. But if you're into the forbidden future-proofing word, then I mean that's kind of
that is a forbidden word.
That is the one.
Recommend future.
That's why it's the forbidden word.
Yeah.
Which CPU is better, AMD or Intel? Right now, I think it's a pretty good toss-up. I've personally swapped from Intel to AMD for the first time in 10 years of PC building. I know a lot of the people here at Meta have been.
I've been using AMD in my last like 2 builds.
Yep.
They're just like, they're chart toppers now, and they're so efficient.
Yeah, AM5 was incredible, and then AMD said screwed everyone else and went back and revised the AM4 as well, just to keep people happy.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't have to go out and buy new motherboards and new memory and all this shit just to be able to upgrade your proc. You could actually just drop in a new AM4 into an older system. Super, super badass. I think it's because Microsoft Edge uses GPU process a lot. I think that was the utilization one. It's an interesting one.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess any program with like hardware acceleration will do that, right?
Right. I have to turn that off in Chrome. It weirdly messes with more things and it helps having hardware acceleration on.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had to turn it off.
It messes with Discord screen share, if you ever do that.
I mean, I do like stream to Discord sometime. I haven't had issues with it though. I don't know.
Interesting. Best CPU to pair with the 4060 Ti. I have an i5 13400F now and I play mostly Warzone. 13400.
I mean that's
yeah.
I mean that's pretty decent already. I would say like
14th Gen i5.
7800X 3D.
Yeah,
If you
or
wanna,
just
really,
switch the whole
max
yeah.
out your performance.
Switch it up, go for the AMD. Yeah.
If you want to stay on the same motherboard, then like a 13600K would be a bit faster, and you could keep most of your stuff.
Even
Kinda
maybe an
depends
i9
on
of that generation, you might be able to find for a little cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need an i9 though for that kind of system.
2025 is either going to be a great or bad year. It already went away on my screen, I'm so sorry, but something about a solar flare, so I think we're going to die.
Probably.
KGB says the cops are here. Oh shit. Anxiously waiting for the PC to show up. Hell yeah, dude. Awesome, awesome. Seeing a lot of familiar faces from last Thursday's stream. That was the charity stream with Pistol. They did a giveaway preemptively to our stream. We basically hosted a raffle for them. It was a fully funded and worked through with first responders with PTSD and other mental health issues. So raising awareness for that, entering in a lot of really cool people. There also happen to be Twitch streamers, Kick streamers, content creators of all sorts that are also first responders. Multitasking both in their lives is pretty badass. How much is the whole build? I don't actually know, unless it says.
I mean, it'll say, but it'll be our total.
Then we don't know. We are just the builders. I don't have the pricing. I have the cost. Virgie, just wanted to say hi. Unfortunately, I can't watch the stream this week, but hopefully I'll be able to do so next week. Not a problem, dude. Happy to see you in chat again. Where's Connor? He is not here unless he shrunk just a tad bit into Justin here.
He's out there.
He is out there, just being a pain. So I'm kidding. He's got plenty of things to do out there, working with all of like the local repairs and weird one-off things and like troubleshooting problems, which, for better or for worse, someone's got to do. What is better for a budget PC, an XFX 7800 XT or a Challenger 6700 XT? I would definitely go with the 7800 XT if it's in your budget over the 67. I mean, you're just looking at a generation newer and all of that, so if that's in your budget, dude, yeah. Even budget from a 7800 XT would just be like a 77, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, even if you wanted to stay with the 7000 series, you could go with a 7700 XT as well. Oh no, we're not gonna die, but the internet and power is probably gonna go out for months.
Oh, good.
Oh, wonderful.
It's like a new
Thanks, Solar Flare.
Y2K event.
Wow. They're gonna make movies about that? Wait, they already did. The Solar Flare? What movie is that? It's a Nicolas Cage movie. The Knowing. It's an old movie. Weird sci-fi early 2000s Nicolas Cage.
Interesting.
Aliens come to warn us that the world's about to end, and they take his kid. And then Liam Neeson's the aliens. Betraying his kid. For who are you building the PC for? This is a customer system, so this is one that was spec'd out on our website. Actually, a bit of a custom request because we don't typically offer that cooler in particular. This is the LCD Galahad? No, that's the other one. What's this called?
GA. Well, I think it is a Galahad.
It's Galahad 2 or GA2? But yeah, so
GA2?
this is the LCD cooler with the Infinity fans, right? So yeah, that's why we only grabbed one of their box. Comes with them. That's pretty cool.
Presuming they're the same as the normal.
If they're the normal Infinity fans, yeah. They could watch as they change it ever so slightly. But yeah, good looking LCD. I like the square ones. I feel like it crops out less of like your image or whatever you're trying to put on that. Bunny Ross, what's up, dude? How is the Avatar build treating you? Jalen saying they love their custom build I got from you guys. 4080 Super and an i9 14900K combo is handling anything I throw at it.
That's
Absolutely.
a pretty baller combo.
That is. I'm very jealous of that one. King Patches says we were just there the other day picking up Queen Patches PC. Good to hear. Good to hear. Love that build got completed for you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying every bit of that.
Oh, look at that. It comes with the fans already on
wow,
the radiator.
no way. Revolutionary.
Wow, Liam Lee's doing half my job for me.
Damn, and they put the connector for the thing on the right end of it?
Yup.
Damn, Liam Lee. It's crazy, as like PC builders, when you look at the same AIOs for so long, it's like they just have to do the littlest things. Like there's only so much you can like do on your AIO. But like the 45-degree fittings out of this, I think that looks really clean. And then also, yeah, pre-mounting your fans, which for some situations you will have to disassemble them, but I feel like 9 times out of 10 with a 360,
Whoa.
this is gonna go up top, so you never need to.
You know what? This is the one case
we
where
found
we're going
it.
to have to.
It's a Y60.
Yeah.
You have to sandwich. So in the Y60, typically you'd be able to just kind of throw this up in a case and mount it from the top, not to mess with that. In a Y60, it has this very odd bracket where it actually sandwiches in between the fans and the radiator. So they might have given you more work by now having to unscrew.
I think it literally is more work.
Now you have
There's
to.
one very specific circumstance.
We found the 1%, guys. Virgin wants to know what we're building specs-wise. This is a 14.7 and a 4070 Ti Super. Green Cobra says that fan is more expensive than my PC, dude. I do not have Lee & Lee Infinity fans in my personal build, and I don't think anyone here does.
Connor does. Well, they're not Infinities, but they're
I
SL.
have those older ones in mine. Yeah. Exactly. Start. Thank you, Kato. Trying to keep chat as tame as possible. Does the NVIDIA app have bugs on the beta?
I don't know. I haven't tried it.
On the beta of what?
Of the, the NVIDIA app. The one that's replacing the
GeForce Experience?
Yeah.
I had no idea there was a new one.
They're merging GeForce Experience and the functionality of like the control panel
The NVIDIA
into
control panel.
a new app that's just called like the NVIDIA app or something.
App. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I have not heard of the NVIDIA app yet.
There is a beta out. I have not tried it because I'm waiting for it to not be beta anymore.
Yeah, things like that I don't really feel the need to mess with if it doesn't work or if it doesn't not work. Green Cobra, because I have an i7-4770, I do not know the context to that because my chat disappeared very quickly. What's up, Scud? Chris, what specs does your PC have? Mine is a 7800X3D with a 2080 Ti. I recently upgraded from an i9 9900K and a 2080 Ti, which at the time was like the dream spec when that was a thing. And so now, however many years later, it's finally time to upgrade. So going AMD for the proc because I play a lot of shitty video games that need the 3D cache.
Tarkov.
Yeah, and then the GPU upgrade. I didn't go with the 4080 Super this time around. I thought I was going to, but still is nothing that I'm like itching to play that I've really needed something more than the 2080 Ti, even at 1440p. Like, I'm not itching for 1,000,000 frames. If I can hit above like 60 to 100 range, I'll be okay. We'll survive. Maybe I'll wait for the 50 series, because that's what, probably ended this year, around that time.
I mean, it's been like
almost
almost 2 years, right? So it's probably like is it this year or is it next year?
It's either going to be end of this year or start of next year. Yeah. Wolf Nation also says to wait for the release of the NVIDIA app. I don't want to mess up my settings. Yeah, I feel like I'd download that and immediately brick my computer.
I was mostly just waiting for them to like iron out any issues or whatever.
Right. Wolf Nation says the 5070 Ti, can't wait. That might be the one. 5070 Ti. That sounds insane. Chris, what I'm going to do when my cat finds the clicker cable. Oh, are you talking about the power switch button? Yeah. That slight oversight. When I tear apart the avatar case, I kind of removed all the I/O. So there was no power button or anything, so I had to add just a little I/O wire extension out.
Yeah, I know, I saw that. You have that jank little power button
Yeah.
that just like goes out the box.
Hey, it works. Yeah, engineering in a power switch would have definitely been on my list of things to do. Some of that, a little bit of oversight. I think you can actually put a a switch of some kind on top of that. I don't know if it's a keyboard switch or a button switch. I might look after the stream and see what that is. But there's something you can put on that if you actually wanted to make it like a physical button of sorts. Or a different front panel connector. It is literally just the most simple wire that plugs in. And if you ever want to change that up, it would definitely help you out. Hey Chris, what's the AMD processor that works good for both gaming and coding? Right now, I think the 7800X3D is still my favorite. I mean, it's going to do... I don't know what the demands are of coding, but I can't imagine they're more than what a 7800X3D can do.
I think like code compilation is mostly like core.
Yeah.
Like you want a lot of cores. I mean, the 7800X3D is still the best.
I feel like you'd have to do like a very...
gaming CPU, but...
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you have options like...
I guess it depends on your level of coding. Yeah. I feel like if you're looking for a system that does both gaming and coding, you're probably not doing the most.
Yeah, you could also go with like
coding.
Expensive, like a 7950X3D.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
If you wanted to go like all out, but
it definitely drops.
I think
more
the
cores into
balanced
that.
choice is probably like the 7800X.
Yeah, I have to go with that. Or if Intel happens to work better for your situation than a 14th gen i7.
Yep.
14700. What CPU can I pair with the Ventus? That was the 3X 3070 Ti, I believe. What do you recommend? I'm an Intel person. If you want to not have to worry about upgrading for a little bit, the i5s of the 14th gen are really good. Great for gaming and probably will last you a good while, at least until you're able to upgrade the GPU to almost match. So either going with like a 40 series, even like a 4070 Ti would pair well with that i5. Just kind of piecemeal one thing at a time to kind of work up to newer generations of that stuff. Yeah, he says not insane coding, I'm just learning. Then absolutely.
Yeah.
7800X3D, 32 gigs of RAM, standard system. It'll do you wonders. If you don't have $400 to spend, the 7700X and the 5800X3D are still good. Absolutely. Yeah, some AM4s, 5800X3Ds and all that.
Yeah, the only thing I think about that is just like, the problem is you're investing in like a dead platform at this point.
Yeah,
so I mean, yeah, you can get one CPU, but it's like, if they keep the same level of longevity that AM4 had, theoretically it might be better to buy into AM5 at this point.
I'd have to agree with that. Like we were saying earlier, those AM4 X3D chips were great for people that are currently already on AM4.
Like if you had
want
like
an upgrade, but it'd be kind of strange to build a fresh new
Ryzen
system.
5000 series, like a low or a 3000 series, and you have the same board, like upgrading, that was like really good. But for like a new build,
yeah, if you're on a budget and you got to do it, I mean, you're definitely not going to get let down by the 5800 X3D. But yeah, squeezing a little extra money to get into the AM5 realm, or like you just mentioned, the 14th gen Intel
I mean,
Pro.
how much more expensive would it even be, to be honest? Like,
I'm actually curious.
Like with like an
I don't
entry-level
know how much a
B650 board or something.
Right.
Like an ASRock.
I mean, you're still gonna drop what, $100 on your motherboard, give or take.
Yeah.
For like a cheaper AM4. 5800 X3D is a $300 proc, so we'll say like $400 or $500 for that combo.
I mean, the 7800 X3D you can get for like $350.
I was gonna say, I think that's also $300.
Not quite 300, but
$369.
it's a pretty good deal. Most
And
of
you
the
can
time.
get an AM5 board for pretty much the same, right above $100 range. You don't need to go AM5.
Yeah. The only thing that's going to be like significantly more expensive is like DDR5.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's memory as well. It'll definitely be more. I have a 4060 Ti. Why did that just turn off? What was that stick light over there? Odd. I have a 4060 Ti 8 gig. Should I upgrade to a 16 gig for 1440p? Are you talking about the same card or your computer's memory?
He's talking about that scam card that NVIDIA launched. You remember that?
No, remind me. Sorry, my mic just.
The 4060 Ti has two variants. There's one with 8 and one that's slightly more expensive with 16 that they also launched.
Oh, just to kind of milk it and get as many versions of that card out as we can. That sounds very AMD of, or sorry, very NVIDIA of them.
Indeed.
Why is my light? Come back. Virgie says, I always get a more powerful CPU than the GPU because you have more options to upgrade your GPU. Yes. Also, it's less parts. Like, for example, when you're trying to go from that AM4 to AM5 upgrade, and you have to also swap your motherboard and memory, it makes it a little more complicated. So if you're trying to do a big upgrade, and basically what I did, I went for AM5, I went for DDR5, 7800X3D, and then kept my old GPU. That way I'm done with that combo of parts. It's done, it's settled, it's easy, and now I can just wait for the GPU upgrade that comes around that I actually want to pay for. What CPU and GPU are you guys using in this build? This is the 14700K and the 4070 Ti Super. Kind of says such a shitty thing for NVIDIA to do, yeah.
Hey, I mean, they're continuing on. There's a 6 gig 3050 coming out.
Is that a gateway? Only the finest. We only build the best of the best around here. It might not be beige anymore, but this right here is the finest gateway you've ever seen. Kato says, nah, dude, it's a Dell. Imagine if someone still made that same style of paste, but all they did was just make it no longer beige. I mean, like they made it like hardware compatible, and it was just essentially a sleeper case.
I'm sure somebody would buy that.
Probably would.
There's probably like some company making that kind of stuff. Surely.
It's probably still just pretty bad because it fits that old characteristics. So you're probably gonna still have no cable management,
and
probably
no
still gonna have no airflow.
That's the real problem.
Yeah, you're not like reinventing anything there.
Yeah.
Except for the paint. Yep, and always get a good CPU cooler. There's a shit ton of options out there for CPU coolers. Fantastic air coolers and AIOs from Deepcool. Plenty of single stack, double stack air coolers that will cover most if you don't want to get into AIOs for whatever reason. Still plenty dependable. Is the 1660 Super still a decent graphics card in this era? Not quite. I mean, it's definitely a good starting point to get you into PC gaming.
It really just depends on the price, right? Like, I don't know what they go for. Like, if it was like $100.
I was about it, yeah, somewhere around that.
I think it would be like, because that's like, it's
1660 is great if that's what you
it's like
need to get into
the
it.
2000 series minus ray tracing. That's what those cards were.
True.
So,
and depending on the games you're trying to play,
like new.
Yeah, I mean things like Fortnite will run on a 1660.
Yeah.
Like your basic esports games, Fortnite. I mean, you're not going to play at crazy resolutions, obviously, but 1080p with some settings turned down, absolutely playable. But yeah, I mean, some of those specs, and people asked, how do I get like the cheapest system or the cheapest possible parts or whatever. You kind of sometimes got to do what you have to do to get into PC gaming, and then you can always kind of work your upgrades in from there. But if the 1660 is what fits in your budget for that build, absolutely, dude, go for it. Nevalax, thank you for the sub. Said they found a 1660 going for 130.
130.
I don't know if that's particularly good or bad, but yeah.
How much does a 3050 go for?
Probably not that much more.
They gotta be
at 200.
I think they're more expensive.
Mugs, what's up, dude? Thank you for the raid. How is your stream going, my guy? Got a fat raid on Kick. 134 of you fellas. How's everyone doing today? Thank you for the follows. Thank you, thank you. Everybody sexy dudes know you, dude. Thank you. Hugs from Mugs. Love it, love it. If you want to play 1440p in 2024, 12 gigs of VRAM is the minimum you should get. I'd say that's a good thing to aim for, but I wouldn't say that you have to do a 12 gig VRAM.
Depends on the game.
Yeah.
Like for AAA stuff, it's helpful.
Probably.
If you're playing like, you know, Counter-Strike, Fortnite, Rocket League, you probably won't need it for
Absolutely
1440p.
a good baseline to go off of though, for current gaming.
Yeah.
I always thought I need to say hugs for mugs or I get fired. Looks like you get to keep your job today. Thank you, thank you. Lots of new faces in chat. How's everyone doing today? What are we working on? We are actually building a customer's this isn't water cooled, those are water cooled. This is a customer's PC that they spec'd out over on our website. This is a 14700K and a 4070 Ti Super, all inside of a Y60. Very awesome build right there. Is this my new computer? Not yet. We might have to build something a little bit more custom, a little spicier for you, you know? For 4K gaming, 12 gigs is minimum. Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. 4K gaming is a whole other beast. Cost effective and future proofed. Again, that's the F word again.
Not the F word.
Not the F word.
Not the F word.
But it is cost effective. My PC's cheesy. How's it going? Good to see you in chat, dude. I stopped asking for a free PC on Twitter. Have you stopped not giving away free computers? We try to every now and again. You know, we aren't here to just give away free computers as much as we'd love to all the time. We have to run a business of some kind. But we still try to, as much as possible, to do some cool like collabs or brand deals and get some fun builds sent out to different people. We just did the Avatar build. Big Ross was actually in chat over here not too long ago. We're doing a veterans giveaway now, and then we'll probably have something planned in the next coming month or two. I'm doing well, Cheesy. Imagine wanting to get paid. I know. Somehow we gotta keep the lights on. I entered the giveaway. The chances of me winning are 0.02 or lower. Nah, dude. Have faith. You never know. Barney Ross over on our Twitch chat. I'm sure he did not expect to win the Avatar build whatsoever. And here we are. Barney Ross, I'm actually curious. When you entered to win that, did you just kind of like, just like for the, you know, just for the whim of it, just, you know, enter? Like, that's a cool system. Like,
nah, he knew. He's like, you know, a divine sign.
Yeah, you just like, you had a feeling like,
nah, I'd win.
Are you frequently entering giveaways? Because like me personally, I gave up at some point. I see there's like a raffle or give, I'm just like, I don't even really care. I'm not gonna win that.
Tell me you don't buy scratch-offs every time you go to the grocery store?
No, I don't get scratch-offs. I don't have the best of luck. I entered it for the fun. Absolutely, dude. Virgia says the 4070 Ti Super apparently has 16 gigs. I can see that from here on the box. It does, in fact, have 16 gigs.
A little bit of an upgrade over the original 4070 Ti.
It is. The 4070 Ti Super, it's really tempting for a new 1440p GPU, but I think I'm gonna wait just a little longer. Just a little longer. I've won like 4 grills and an OLED switch. I'm actually not joking. Can you like pass down some of that luck? Thanks. And an OLED switch. I'd be happy with that. What are we building right now? We're building a customer system. This was one that was configured on the website. I got a 14700K and a 4070 Ti Super in this. I'm guessing 32 gigs.
I think it's 32 gigs.
Side of this Y60. NB Fly, what's up? Oh, Canadian Kate. Oh, Canadian Gamer, 8 points, it's not white. Yes. We knew you were gonna be here today, so we made sure not to build the all-white PC like we do every single stream. This one's actually slightly different. I don't know if it's on stream. It's kind of on the edge of the screen over there. That the what I was about to call that cooler. The Lee & Lee LCD cooler is a pretty interesting one. So we were kind of joking about this, that they already had the pre-installed fans, except we happened to find the one case that this actually creates more work for us. So we will have to be removing the fans, sandwiching the bracket from the case in between it, and then re-screwing everything together. So thanks, but no thanks.
Also, the other thing I noticed is that that one has the SL fan style controller.
Oh, what?
Not the Infinity style controller. Isn't that weird?
So you're gonna have to have.
So we don't have to do that because it actually comes with.
The fan should still go to your other controller, right?
It has this thing for that.
Oh,
So it
because
has,
this is really just doing
Yeah, basically you can avoid the controller
fans and stuff, right? And then you still have a USB coming out anyway, right? To go to the motherboard.
Yeah, there's just another
USB-C.
cable for that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Man,
So we don't have to use two controllers, which is what I thought was going to happen.
I'm gonna really need Lee & Lee to pick a connector and stick with it.
Well, I just don't know why like those Infinity fans are different than the other
Yeah,
Infinity fans.
If you have Infinity fans, don't make new controllers. It's confusing. And then the TL fans, you didn't get to mess with that, did you?
I did not.
The TL fans was a whole new controller, new connector. It had more pins, same like slide-on mechanic.
Well, it's like a 6-pin or something.
And it uses 6-pin
Right?
PCIe for power. Yeah. So like high power fans essentially.
I mean, it's not surprising. There's like an LCD screen on every single one of them. So
Yeah. No,
you
I
know.
mean, you definitely need that extra
Like,
power.
yeah, okay.
But
Understandable.
It sucks that they have to go and reinvent the connector every single time they want to do something like that. I get zero work done while I'm here watching. Dude, that's all good. This is your time to relax on a Thursday afternoon. Just put everything aside. What happened to our top-down camera? Why did that just become so blown out?
I don't know. It's like super overexposed.
It is incredibly overexposed.
Why?
I don't know. Let's see if I can tap the screen of it. That was very odd. It just decided to just redo the exposure, you know? Why keep my settings? I didn't pick that for any reason.
Is that because like the lights went off in the background or something? And it like didn't like that, or?
I think so. I messed with it before stream. I don't know why it just kind of re-defaulted itself there. If my PC gets like a black screen and you can't turn it on or something happens to it, can I send it in to you guys? If you purchase one of our PCs, absolutely. If you are local, then you can also bring in your personal system, and we do offer a repair service now and kind of a maintenance type service as well.
Yep.
Dog, my teacher's playing the most stupid Gold Rush parody songs? Oh god. I don't know what that is, but it sounds awful. Virgie, I'm not sure whose question you were answering, but I appreciate you giving some tech help in the chat. Always welcome. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. Just remember you could have sent it with Pool Shark. He's on the right side of the pond now. Where was Pool Shark going? Big Rich, what's up, dude? I am Batman. Interesting. Oh, that's badass. I didn't know he was in Sweden right now. How many watts is the power supply? If you're talking about this one, this is an 850 watt. Are you sad to see the LCDs of the Y70 go away? Or does it now already feel like the same thing as the O11s? Or it's just like, that's just the trend now?
I like building in it better than the O11, to be honest. But maybe that's just because
It's different.
like I haven't done as many O11s.
Yeah. Some variety is nice.
That being said, like I would not buy a Y70 Touch myself.
Yeah.
I just like, I don't like,
I wouldn't do anything with it.
that's what I mean. Like I'm losing one of my monitor
Yeah.
outputs for like a weird sized screen that's probably going to be in a kind of inconvenient place.
It probably will be in an inconvenient place. And like for me, for example, my build's on the left side of me. It'd be like
mine as well.
It'd be like way over there. I'm like, that doesn't do me any good.
Yeah.
But yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, the Y70, they're
is-
having issues sourcing the touchscreens of them.
Is that
so
public knowledge?
I believe so.
Okay.
So I mean, everyone knows that they're impossible to get. You go on their website right now, and they have been sold out for
Yeah.
forever.
Well, that's been the case since launch.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they've ever been easy to get.
So yeah, we'll get some simplified versions. 4070 Ti Super, yay or nay? Absolutely yay. I mean, it depends what you're upgrading from, but like most of the time, yay.
Yeah. Solid card.
Can't go wrong with it. You're not really overpaying for anything. Huge upgrades from the versions below it. Dual NVIC encoders, great for streaming, all that stuff.
You really like those dual encoders. It's like the 4th time you've brought it up.
That's something that people always ask in chat is what's great for streaming.
Yeah.
That's like one of the most common questions. So when we say streaming PC, we almost always just default 4070 Ti now.
Do they do
And then they always ask
Yeah.
why, and I always have to tell them because it has dual NVIC encoders.
Did they do AV1 yet? Or does anywhere, I know they do AV1, but like does anywhere accept AV1 like
I don't
streams yet?
know. From our streaming end of things, I don't know what we're able to switch between in OBS, because whatever settings I did for this was just like I followed a YouTube video and I didn't want to fuck it up, so I just followed whatever they did. So I honestly don't know a whole lot of like the back end streaming stuff. That'd be interesting to see. Surprised on YouTube you have 130k subs, but not many people are actually watching. Yeah, so most people are over on Kick right now. There's about 80 of them over there, and we did get rated not too long ago. But I don't think YouTube pushes the live as much. We also didn't tweet today that we went live, so there's no way to kind of like drive traffic there necessarily. Like Kick and Twitch for sure notify. I don't know if YouTube notifies.
I mean, I think it does its same notifications, but they're like ultra unreliable. Just like, you know, video upload notifications.
Yeah,
They're
YouTube
notoriously
yeah.
bad at happening consistently.
YouTube as a streaming platform is interesting. Like they don't really do a whole lot to really push it, and it just kind of gets blended in with everything else on its platform. So I feel like there's a good chance that most people that go on YouTube don't even see, even if they're subscribed to us, probably don't even see that we're live when we are.
I think you only really see it like on the homepage.
Yeah.
Like it'll
or
say
if you
like,
go to the channel
currently
specifically.
live, or yeah.
Mhm.
It shows up on like the left side bar
Yeah.
with like your subs or whatever.
Yeah, Verdi's been watching the streams every week since the first one. Probably since like the first YouTube or something. I don't know if you were here in like the early days. We had some rough streams getting started, but it's coming together now.
You guys used to stream games.
We did also used to do game streams, but then we actually had jobs to do.
What do you mean?
And playing video games for 2 hours, while fun, wasn't the most productive use of time.
No.
Trust me, there were no complaints from me that I got to go play Call of Duty or Apex for a little bit and talk about computer shit. All for it. I'm sure anyone here would be. Let's Be Violent, what's up? You got Chodlin at the same time. Two incredible people. Welcome back to chat. Yeah, as eGaming is saying, turn on notifications on YouTube. Absolutely. If you're here to catch our YouTube streams, for sure, turn on notifications, because I really don't think the platform does a good job of actually telling people when we're up. So, could help. We're doing good, Violent. We are building a customer system here with a 14700K and a 4070 Ti. It's a pretty good system here with a special request of this LCD Li & Li cooler. I've only seen these once before, and it was kind of the pre-release version. We did some content around not too long ago. Yeah, Kaio's out here, a real trooper, watching all the streams while they're at work. Who really needs to work?
Not me.
Yeah, exactly. You guys need some mods here over on Twitch? What's going on Twitch? I didn't see anything. Unless it didn't come through for me. Chat's pretty tame so far. Knock on wood that you guys don't go insane. What's the best meta PC for watching YouTube videos? Now let me tell you. I built some of the finest water-cooled
YouTube machines that exist.
14900Ks, 4090s. I mean, we can even put multiple 4090s in there, just depending on how intense your YouTube videos are.
YouTube videos
and you gotta. I mean, if you're trying to watch both of them in 4K, you're gonna for sure need those multi GPUs.
Oh yeah,
one per video stream. Make them any color scheme that you want. We'll make the coolant color match. We got cables. Has the veteran PC giveaway been announced? I don't believe it has. Kato says nothing's going on here on Twitch. That's good. Thank you for checking in. How's the PC build? How was the build going?
It's going pretty good.
Y60-ish?
Yeah, you know.
It makes sense. It's a good case. The Y70, man, it's just miles better. Just impossible to get. That little extra, like, just space for things, like a little breathing room on all, like, dimensions.
Which one of these do you think goes to that one?
Oh,
and which one of these do you think goes to that one? I didn't realize they were, like, almost exactly identical.
What type of wire are they? Like, what are they? Are they both RGB and fan?
Yep.
Then I think they'd be the same wire. Might be interchangeable.
But they look slightly
E-Gaming,
different.
thanks for the follow. Dexo, what's up? Chris, remember the guy that won't go to sleep? I do, yes. He's an interesting one. He's here for the cause. He's like, I won't leave the stream until the stream ends. I'm like, dude, you got like school tomorrow. It's like already 1 a.m. their time. They're here for that tech education, not the other education. Thank you for the follow, dude. Beatbox says, I have a question. What's up, dude? Chris, have you built in the Antec Striker ITX case? Why does that sound familiar? Antec Striker. I feel like they sent that. Maybe we did it for a content thing. Let me see. I don't remember an ITX Striker, but the Striker in general sounds very familiar. Oh, yeah. So I've done... So the Striker was the older version of, remember the water-cooled build I did in the, it's called the Canon, I think? The Antec, yes. You remember that water-cooled build? That pink powder coat at the bottom.
I mean, vaguely. I feel like all those cases that like are weird metal frames.
Weird geometry stuff.
Yeah, geometric glass pieces on them kind of blend together.
Yeah, so they released kind of a revised version that was a lot larger than the ITX version. It was the Canon. We did a water-cooled build not too long ago. It was actually pretty fun. A really cool case, very unique, where you can put the GPU at the front of it while the board is like horizontally mounted way back here. A weird cable. I bought a PC from Micro Center, a power spec G707 gaming PC with a 3700X, a 3070, and some storage. It's really difficult for me to disconnect the power supply because I don't know what I'm doing. It's really dusty in that. Huh. What are you trying to do with it? I'm sorry, I didn't know what the question was. It's really difficult to disconnect the power supply. Like, to clean it? I mean, to clean it, you definitely don't need to remove your power supply. Like, unless you're just talking about like the external like power cable going into your case, then that one would be weird to get stuck. But if you're trying to swap the power supply, it shouldn't. Is it like the connectors like between the board and the power supply? Do you have extensions? Virgie, where do you get the meta fans? We have a manufacturer make them for us. I'm sure you can find them if you do some browsing. But they are a brand that exists already. Yeah, Kato, the no case. I'm waiting on it. Wrote my name down. I'm like RSVP'd for a no case.
What's a no case?
EK, because they're just bored now, just making absurd things. They made like this aerospace aluminum like abstract computer case that you can put like a distro or a water-cooled PC inside of. And the case on its own, like you could lift up with your pinky and it weighs like a quarter of a pound or something.
Is that the one that like we were looking at cases that 1 week on stream?
I think so, because Kato was saying that they wanted one. I don't know if you were there for that.
That kind of rings a bell, I'm not sure.
Let's see. EK no case. What? Why did Google Lens pop up? Can I have picture of no case? No case. So that's the distro you add on. It's a dual water-cooled loop, but otherwise just a frame. It's difficult because the case is blocking me from cleaning the fan. Oh, if it's like facing downward, you should be able to blow air kind of in through the bottom of the case, and it would dust out through the back of it. Like, you really shouldn't have to remove your power supply to clean it. Like Kato mentions, there could also be some panels that are removable.
A lot of cases have like dust filters in the bottom.
True.
I don't know. I mean,
you could have some type of removable filter between the case and the power supply at the bottom there.
Not all of them do, but
I did buy a like one of those powered blowgun things from Amazon, but it's not removing the dust. Interesting. E-gaming, good to go. Got to go. See you later. Adios, dude. Thank you for hanging out in chat. Cooper, hello. I got a question. What's up, dude? Cool Schmo, how's it going? Building some customer systems here. Got Shane Co. in chat.
Shane Company?
Uh-huh. The one and only.
Oh.
Is a 4060 and an i7 12700K good for Fortnite? Should be plenty.
Oh yeah.
Especially 1080p. 1440.
I mean, it's Fortnite. You can probably go higher than that. Let's be honest.
We'll find a way. Nah, 4060 is great. An i7, even if it's a 12th gen i7, still
perfectly usable.
Absolutely. Kato out here dropping some more advice. Saying to be careful when using those electric air blowers. Don't let the fans start ramping up because they can build a charge. Bad things can happen to them. This is true. Do you guys sell gaming PCs? Yes, we do sell gaming PCs.
From time to time.
Just from time to time. That is what all of the systems you ever see built on stream are. They're either kind of R&D projects that we can like test out new hardware for customer systems, kind of pick and choose what we like, what we don't like. And then over on metapcs.com, you can check out, we both have ready to ships, systems that are actually like genuinely built and ready to ship, meaning they will leave the next day. And then we have the configurator, which you can pick and choose each hardware piece, kind of get the system to a price range or a spec tier you're trying to hit, and then we build that for you. Can I use a hose? Yes. Yeah, water cooling on a budget. Just wash your computer down. Sir Doom says I finished my case finally. It's a Ryzen 9 9050. 12 core, 32 gigs of RAM, 1400 watt power supply, and a Kraken 360. I love those 360s.
Dude, this guy's got a 9050.
Yeah, please tell me where the 9050 came from.
He's in the future.
Who do you know? I got 2 monitors and each one's running Twitch and YouTube for your live stream. All that matters. Got it for legal purposes. This is a joke. Yeah, you have to specify that. Or some dude might actually go and hose down his PC. You never know. People have done stranger things.
You should microwave your iPhone.
Mm-hmm. Sir Doom, what Thermaltake case did you decide? You got a lot of weird ones. Sir Doom says I can't tell. 53 years old, disabled, live in the Bronx, New York, and I'm hooked on Warzone. When I watch people streaming Warzone, they're awesome. They have awesome gameplay, and I want to have the same. Dude, if you're on PC gaming, that's kind of the beauty of it. You kind of work with what you have, and then you can slowly piecemeal your way up. I don't know if you're into PC gaming or if you're just now getting into it, but there is a lot of options out there, a lot to learn about, and pretty much there has to be something that fits your needs. Pookie, I think that's what that said. Thank you for the sub. Goose, another sub. We got a lot of subs today. I appreciate all of you. Wolf Nation is not only watching on both YouTube and Twitch, but both at 1080p 60 and from Mexico.
You must have one of your water-cooled PCs.
Yeah, no, you for sure must have a Meta PC's water-cooled build to stream at 60 FPS from Mexico.
It's a lot of FPS.
That's insane. That's a lot of distance. Well, I guess we are in Arizona now.
It's not that much distance.
I'm not in Kansas.
I mean, I guess it depends on what part of Mexico.
Relative to where I've lived in the past, we are suddenly a lot closer now. Chris, how do you compare the 4070 Supers versus the 7900 XTX?
I mean,
Super just a tad better?
The 4070 Super?
4070 Ti Super. Oh, just 4070 Super. Oh.
Yeah, there's no way. The 7900 XTX is way faster.
Yeah, I'm thinking
In
4070
everything
Ti
except
Super.
for like maybe ray tracing workloads.
Yep.
The XTX will be faster.
Yeah, that 700 XTX is a beast of a card for sure.
Like the XTX is more akin to like a 4080.
True, that is true. Do you guys have a website? Absolutely. Go to metapcs.com. I wish we had that like just going through the chat like every so often.
Yeah. Or on screen, honestly.
Like, hey
Just
guys,
get, like, a
we
rotating
build
banner
computers.
that's just
Yeah.
like,
When you think of the bottom of the screen, or like,
MetaPCs.com.
you can go like right here and be like Meta PCs. We got some work to do. We've only been doing this for like over a year now. You know, we'll get the essentials in there. Exclamation point meta. Drew, does that work on Kick? Nah, I didn't think so.
Oh boy.
I didn't think so. On Kick, I know some of them work on Twitch. I for sure set up, I don't remember ever manually setting up the Kick ones because the integration from Kick to OBS is still awful. So I don't think I ever went and even did commands. And a mod can add a command. Perfect. Drew, if you want to attempt that, you're more than welcome to. Best PCs you can get right here, damn straight.
Okay. Time to undo all the work we did for us.
Yeah. You know, it's the thought that counts with these things. They're like, look guys, we did the thing. We put all the fans on.
Just don't use a Y60.
Just don't use any case that requires you to undo the fans now. Which I feel like most people won't know that going into PC building, what they will and won't need for fan bouncing. Yeah, you're good, Drew. MetaPCs.com for anyone wondering. And yeah, we're based out of Phoenix, Arizona. So if you're local to us, we do have a showroom. You're more than welcome to pop by, say hi, bug Corbin in the showroom. That's what we have him here for.
Yeah, please do. Please bug Corbin.
That's what we pay him for. I've had mine since September, and it's purring like a kitten. Dude, I'm so happy to hear. What kind of system did you pick up? I would have rather they just came connected and not packaged individually. You don't have to unpackage each individual fan from the bubble thing.
Oh, you mean for like the 3-pack?
Uh-huh. Yeah, like at least they could just leave it already attached like that, but just not screwed up.
I mean, I'm sure like there's, I mean, I guess it's like, do you want a box that's like this, or do you want a box that's like flat and really long?
Right.
I mean,
just do the add command and you can add text before links as well. Huh. I'm gonna have to mess with that. If our HR walks by, or if I can catch him, we'll see if we can type in that command and get it working. What are your requirements to get sponsored by Metro PCS? I don't know. I don't know what Metro PCS is charging for
Metro
this.
PCS.
No, I know what you mean, dude. The requirements, I am not the guy for that. We have Cheesy in chat if he's still around here. That is Isaiah. He is our like influencer manager. Works with all of our partners, any of those people. And we're open to working with anyone. We just want you to like really be invested into what you do. You know, bring something new to the table and just be consistent with it. Oh, we've got a 4070. It's the Welcome to the Rebellion PC. Absolutely. Yeah, I printed that. Virgie, thanks for hanging out in chat. We appreciate you, dude. You definitely help out a lot of people. I needed that. Voltol says, hey, I'm new to this. I've been planning on getting a pre-built gaming PC. Awesome, dude. What kind of system are you looking at getting? And then with a module timer from Kick, you can set it to a specific time. Okay. So you can have it like pop up and chat in intervals. That'd be cool. You'd probably set up something like that. Website, socials, any of that stuff. Looking for something that can run Helldivers 2 at around $500. It's a very tight budget there, sir. Most of our systems start at around the $900 to $1,000 range. A lot of that comes out of not running older gen hardware. So builds will only use 14th gen procs or 7000 series AMD. GPUs are going to be, I think our lowest GPU is a 4060.
3050.
We still have 3050s?
Well, we did at one point.
That's the issue.
Assuming we get more.
Yeah, trying to stay on relative hardware, newer stuff. You kind of, for PC gaming, unfortunately, you do have to be at that like $900 to $1,000 range. Otherwise, you're having to do older gen hardware or used PCs, and that's not something that we sell or offer just yet. Just because it's a little harder to warranty that, kind of harder to guarantee that the parts and the hardware are going to have, you know, longevity, still have use out of them. So we have a whole process for that we're getting into, and hopefully that lets us create some cheaper systems. But otherwise, yeah, we're trying to stick with things that we can stand behind, things that are reputable, things that are newer. And yeah, we do have bot tricks for our kick stuff. I hate it, but apparently it is still the easiest way. I don't know why kick just can't integrate with OBS yet.
It doesn't have OBS integrated?
No.
That seems really like...
So I know.
That seems like a very obvious...
I have to go to a Chrome integration for it and use the web hook things to pull like the chat, like what you're watching right there. That's a browser tab.
That's weird.
Instead of just being like a window from OBS.
The most popular streaming utility that exists.
Yeah.
Maybe we should support that natively.
Chrome, ew? Since when?
Must be a Firefox guy.
Must be a Firefox guy. Is it because we can't shit on Explorer anymore because it's gone?
Well, I mean, it's been replaced by something even more horrific.
Well, yeah, so then we still can't shit on Chrome because Edge exists. I work in cybersecurity. Brave is the way to go. Okay, look, dude. I don't know what that is. But I take your word for it that it's better than Chrome. I think Chrome just has me hooked, and I think a lot of people, because everything is Google-based. My email is Google-based, half the apps on my phone are Google-based, my Gmail and everything is tied to my Google everything. I think it's just a little simpler that way. It's a little wonky, but I got mugs to learn it after 8 months. Yeah, we've been slowly kind of poking at it. A lot of the stuff for streaming, because we don't stream that often, we try to keep it as simple as possible. So the least amount of things I have to go poke around at, the better. I looked at that gaming PC around $900, thought of getting it. Absolutely did. Yeah, and again, buying a PC with us, you're not just buying parts and hardware like at a cheaper price. You're getting a warranty, you're getting the customer support, and you're getting all of our testing and our entire slew of things that we do to a system before it gets out of here. Our whole QC process is incredibly in-depth, and we'll find just about any hardware issue under the sun. We put a lot of effort into that. Like, there's just building a computer, and then there's offering everything beyond just a computer. Do y'all overclock PCs? We actually don't. We can't guarantee the stability of an overclock, so it does hinder the performance of hardware, and we don't want to have to run that risk for customers.
The problem is that like...
It's also a lottery, right?
Yeah, like two 14700Ks are not going to overclock the same.
Yeah, you'd have to go...
So it's like, how do you even charge for that kind of thing?
You'd have to go system by system. No two will be the same. You have to find the voltages and the clocks that are stable enough to where you're still seeing some benefit, but you're not pushing it to where you're gonna have to like be concerned about overvolting it.
Who's to say like
shorting
something that's working for a few hours of stress test versus
suddenly
like
stops
300 hours of gaming or something.
Yeah,
I'm sure most people would rather have a stable system than like a couple more FPS at the end of the day.
Exactly. A huge part of it is stability. What's overclocking it? Overclocking it is like going into the motherboard BIOS settings, and you're basically sending more power to your CPU. Changing the timings of it, changing the power. You're able to kind of squeeze out a little bit more performance. You can kind of mess with how your CPU boost clocks, what cores stay boosted, which ones don't. And then kind of the sky is the limits with overclocking. Different procs are different, different boards are different. AMD versus Intel is wildly different. That's a whole rabbit hole of things in overclocking. That's why we don't want to mess with it. There's too much variety, too much differentiation between the different systems we do here.
Plus, like, it's become less and less worth it as like parts come from the factory, like running so close to the edge in terms of performance.
Yeah.
There's less to be gained than there was, you know, on parts 5-10 years ago.
Can I make a PC like this for $700 with everything you think, or could you recommend a laptop for live streaming with a deal? Laptops for live streaming, I don't have a lot of experience in. I know laptops in general, when you try to get to like the gaming tier of them, you start paying a lot more than you need to just to have the form factor of a laptop. You would probably find, I don't know, I think a lower end used PC we get more longevity out of than a laptop for streaming. If you're looking just for that secondary system, I would try to find something that's a desktop factor. That way you can add a capture card, add a 4K60, add a cam link, whatever you're trying to do, you need those PCIe slots in it. A laptop wouldn't be the way to go.
Unless you really need something portable.
Unless, yeah, you really need something portable.
Obviously, you know,
And that's where you pay that extra fee to have the laptop form factor. Yep. Yeah, Barney Ross, absolutely. You can still, your tough motherboard in that Avatar build has 3 M.2 slots in it, and I only populated the top one. So you do still have 2 M.2 slots in that. What if y'all did a He-Man Skeletor pre-built gaming PC? We could probably, we do customizations, we do GPU backplates and case prints and full kind of artwork things for cases. If you want to
screenshots,
yeah, apparently screenshots of your favorite video games, your favorite OnlyFans people.
Oh,
the sky's the limits. But yeah, the Skeletor build would be pretty cool. If you wanted to add like a GPU backplate or a little bit of customization to it, we'd be all for it. Sir, what's happening with your screwdriver?
I don't know. It's having problems.
Why is it so upset?
I don't know. It just wants to go.
Yeah, Barney, the only thing about that is you just have to remove that GPU, but because it's an air-cooled vertical mount, it shouldn't be too difficult at all to remove from that case.
Is all the like PCIe stuff like covered by grass?
Oh yeah, that too. That too. But I think you can work around the leaves and stuff.
Okay.
But he's asking if he can add an M.2 basically down here, and I have his vertical AMD card right there.
That should be pretty easy.
Yeah, that's not a bad upgrade. You mean I can get Amaranth on my custom PC?
If you really want to, man.
If you know, paid the money for it and, you know, acquire the imagery the correct way, then yes, technically. HR might hate us. AverMedia or Elgato for internal capture cards. I have actually not used the AverMedia stuff.
Me neither.
For the most part of streaming stuff, we've been doing Elgato. Everything on this PC that's running this stream is all Elgato. It just works. It's reputable. Haven't had any issues with it so far. Imagine having your PC dedicated to feet pics. That's not the weirdest thing. Seen some shit.
Yeah. Things that we cannot mention here.
MXZ Gaming Desktop, the best Intel-based pre-built under $700. What do you think? I don't know what that is.
You'd have to look up specs on that.
The best Intel-based. MXZ Gaming Desktop. MXZ Gaming Desktop. Interesting. This is a Amazon pre-built. I would probably not. Ryzen 5 5500 and a 1660. And a very cheap power supply.
Okay, 5.0. DK? Donkey Kong?
That's the Donkey Kong 5.0 power supply in it.
Nice.
It's okay.
It's my favorite brand.
Wouldn't it be my first pick?
I mean, if you gotta go cheap, you gotta go cheap.
Look, if you do, you do.
But
And like, we obviously can't tell you have to buy a meta PC, but if you're going to buy a pre-built, please go to an actual company. There's a lot that comes with working with SI companies like us, and it's the behind the scenes, the customer support, the warranties, everything that comes with it, like I mentioned earlier. Something like that off Amazon, there's a very, very good chance that after you purchase that, there's probably nothing that will be done with it as far as support or maintenance or any type of like help from the company that built it. You might buy it and it works perfectly fine. You might buy it and it has issues, and then you're not able to contact anyone when you need help. It's kind of the gamble that you have to make, and when you're spending that much money, I don't think I'd really want to. What motherboard would you guys pair with the 5800X 3D? AM4 boards? There's so many.
Yeah, it could be almost anything.
Yeah, AM4 boards don't have a whole lot of variety to them. There's plenty of good options. Kind of just whatever fits in your budget.
Yeah. Any Asus board.
Yeah.
Any ASRock board.
SI company offers $700 PC builds. It's still that price range is very difficult to get to.
Without, cheaping out on components that matter,
Yeah.
essentially.
Exactly. You have to get cheaper hardware, less reputable parts that aren't branded, don't have warranties. Again, we're not saying it's not impossible. That system that you just mentioned off Amazon, it exists, it is there. If that's the specs you're looking for, at the price range you're looking for, then by all means go for it. As Barney Ross says, as long as it's not Alienware, it's good. There you go. What kind of build can I get for 1200 to run Warzone? Based off a price range, I honestly couldn't guess, but if you went over to our website, you could probably spec together a system for around that. If not, we probably have some ready to ships for something similar. Yeah, I can think of like relative hardware off the top of my head, but I don't know the pricing of everything out there on the market right now. That's too much to know.
Plus, like, everything constantly changes.
Yeah, and availability is always different. Some parts are suddenly no longer a thing like they used to a day before.
Or they're suddenly, $50 more expensive or $50 less expensive.
Exactly.
It's like, oh.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're looking at the $1,200 budget, PC Part Picker is also a great resource. So you can go on there, see what other people have spec'd recently around the same price. Kind of gives you a little inspiration, gives you something to kind of, base your judgment off of. 1440p for $1,200 on Warzone might be a little tricky because I don't think you're gonna quite get into a 4070 in that price range, which you might need for 1440p Warzone. Awesome.
Probably not for a full system build.
Right.
You'd be like right on the edge.
Hey Trog.
Yes.
How hard would it be to add a command for Kick to do !meta or website or something to pull up our? We don't have any Kick commands. And someone in chat was mentioning that we're able to just type a command to add a command. It looked very simple. It's okay, we got HR on it, everyone. Drew says, hello, Trog.
Hello.
Did you guys know that the Deadpool game, the price is increasing? It's now being sold for around $50 to $100.
Is that just like some kind of like weird meta Deadpool thing?
Huh. I have no idea. The price is increasing of the game. Like through what? Like Steam?
Yeah.
That's weird. So maybe jump up to $1,500. $1,500 definitely, if you're looking at 1440p gaming, would definitely give you more options. For sure. Yeah, American Ninja, that's great info right there.
I hate navigating the site.
Kickin says, I don't have much desk space, need a narrow case, and have looked at ATX, micro ATX, and ITX. What do you recommend? What is the most cost effective in the long run and for heat? Interesting. Well, right off the bat for thermals, that kind of knocks out a lot of ITX cases. There's a lot that probably won't fit major coolers or AIOs of any sort. That'll definitely be limiting you. Slim ATX cases, there are a few that exist. I don't know if they do anymore, but there were some pretty interesting ones where they're basically vertical mount the GPU below the motherboard and kind of put everything into one.
Yeah, I mean, there's also like the thermal take ones, like the vertical tower ones.
That's true.
Those are like somewhat space efficient.
There was that ASA one.
Which
the
one?
Opus with the which one? With the four verticals, like the cylinder, tall cylinder looking one.
Right.
That was a whole ATX board inside of that, but the footprint was only the width of the board. There's some weird cases out there for sure.
Of course, I don't know about thermals in that, to be fair.
Yeah, but at least it fit an AIO. Yeah, those vertical tower ones are pretty cool. There's definitely, there's a few options out there. Bitphoenix, a long time ago, used to make a Prodigy something case, and it was a basically the closest thing to a console that you could build out of an ATX based hardware. Did it work? Yay! Thank you. We now have exclamation point meta and exclamation point Discord over on Kick. So if you need to check out our website or you want to hop into our Discord and talk about tech things with nerdy people, feel free to hop in there and say hi. Having good internet makes me want a PC? Absolutely. That's a great reason to want a PC to do PC gaming. If you have good internet.
I mean, just to do anything. You want to watch movies?
It's life-changing.
Yeah.
I finally gave in. How's it going? Where are we located? We're located in Phoenix, Arizona, just south of the airport. May I please have the PC? I'll do anything. Get a job at Meta PCs and work for it.
Yeah.
Are we hiring? I believe we are. I couldn't say for what roles specifically, but if you want to reach out over on our website or shoot someone a message, you are more than welcome to.
Tech support?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only thing, right? At least that's the only thing I know of.
There might be something on the website for partners, I think now, where it's like a form for partners to reach out. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't aware PC building was being a clout chaser. I feel like that's pretty lame in the grand scheme of things. Drew mentioned that any job postings are usually on Indeed.com. I didn't know that. That's awesome. So if you want to check out or keep an eye out, that would be your place to go.
I guess that makes sense. That's how I got hired.
Yep.
I didn't think about that.
To the person looking for a space-saving case, the Tower 100 mini chassis looks really good. Is that the thermal take? Vertical,
I
short?
don't know what it's called. It might be called the Tower. That's what I was trying to talk about. That like vertical.
Because I did revise that recently. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's that one that was like water cooled that we had in the warehouse a while ago.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Remember that little Johnsbow guy?
I mean, that was a good case.
That's
like,
small.
That was like a cute case.
That's about as small as it gets for a dual chamber where you're not.
I think that looks good too.
Yeah.
That little like fish.
Yeah, not too long ago we did a system in the Johnsbow. What is this? The TK-1. I think that's a micro ATX case. Basically like a super mini 011 or like fish tank type style, but has a curved piece of glass. Super small, super compact. Our 4090 GPU is hard to get. Yes, yep. Incredibly hard to get right now. We are back in 2.0 of a GPU shortage for the most part.
Thankfully not quite that bad.
Not quite as bad. We don't have the scalping issue going on, but it's literally just a supply issue now. And they sell it immediately? Yeah, pretty much. There's enough people waiting for them. I know I've been needing them. Most of the water-cooled builds that we do have a 4090 inside of them.
And they have to be specific 4090s too.
And they have to be specific because we only stock water blocks for certain brands, so it limits us even more as far as like what we're trying to find. What do you know about Wren House Brewing? I don't know anything about Wren House Brewing.
Sounds like a Connor question.
I was about to say,
He'd probably
if
know
Connor
about
was
that.
here, he'd been like,
be
oh,
yeah,
shit, dude,
Wren House
the
Brewing,
thing,
yeah,
oh
totally,
yeah,
man.
I did the thing back in the day. I worked there, so yeah.
I was
no,
there
I don't.
last week.
Yeah, exactly. Connor's the guy. If you're talking about something in Arizona, because I think you asked where we were based, if that's an Arizona brewing thing, then yeah, Connor would be all over that right now. I remember when they came out, people were paying crazy prices. Yeah, the launch of the 40 series was hell. The price of a 4090 nowadays, 2K, 3K, yeah, somewhere in that. For sure. You'll strike them out, it's in Phoenix, the brewing place. We definitely will. Wren House Brewing, where's Connor?
Yeah. Is he out there?
Do you know what Wren House Brewing is? Someone in chat said we should check it out sometime. I figured you'd be all over that. He's been there a million times, chat.
Of course. See, I knew it.
He's like, I'm a regular there. Gotta love it. No, I'll definitely check that out sometime. I heard someone paid $10,000 for one. Well, they better not have paid $10,000 for just a graphics card. I would have rather gotten a cheaper graphics card.
I mean,
than
unless
just
like
gotten the rest of the system.
Unless money literally means nothing to you.
Literally
then
nothing.
I guess like okay, fine, but you know, I would not pay 10 grand for a graphics card.
Balubas, thank you for hanging out. I think I said your name right. You have a good one. Appreciate you hanging out in chat. Beatbox you as well. We appreciate all the new faces in chat. Anyone that stopped by today, we'll be live again next Thursday. We try to be live once a week. Thursdays are usually the day. The time sometimes fluctuates, but keep an eye out. We will be there somewhere. Hey, the question about the dual NVENC, that's why.
Where?
What spec should I get for a stream PC, Justin?
Yeah, okay.
What GPU should we put in there, Justin?
All right, fair enough, fair enough. Maybe a 4070 Ti Super.
Why should we put the 4070 Ti Super in there?
It just so happens that it has double NVENC encoder.
Damn! Yeah, what specs for streaming PC? We do recommend like kind of a mid-tier system with a 4070 Ti. 4070, 4070 Ti, somewhere in that tier for GPU. That way you don't have to worry about having a dual PC setup if you decide to scale to that level of streaming. It just simplifies it, makes it so much easier than trying to have a separate system just to capture. The CPU to pair with that 4070 Ti, not as important. I mean, if it's still keeping, you know, comparable hardware, you're probably with a 13th gen or 14th gen i7, probably.
Yeah, or some like AMD, you know.
Yeah,
Ryzen
7000. Yeah,
7000, something like that.
for sure. Then literally the next person just asked, do you think the 4070 Ti is a good pair with the 13700K? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Great pairing.
Yep. Any of the last couple i7s, even the most recent i5 with the 4070, it's a great CPU. You can always upgrade that in the future. Your Twitch schedule says there's a PC build-off tomorrow. Is that an actual thing?
I don't know. That's not my domain.
If so, that has said that for well over a year now. And I had no idea. I'm not actually signed into the Twitch like panel, so I only go live from OBS. It's probably why I've never seen that. Is it like in the info box, like below the stream? Bunny Rush, you have a good night, dude. Thank you for hanging out. PCU build-off. I can only think of one that happened, and it was before you and before me, actually.
Oh.
And two people tried to build a computer at the same time, and apparently it was awful because, as you'd
monolithic era.
Yes,
of course.
Yeah, as you'd expect,
where
like,
everybody was insane.
yeah, Tony versus Brian.
Really?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes. That's how old that is.
That is the spicy one right there.
Yes, that was absolutely a train wreck. And there's a reason we will not be doing like build-offs, because anyone in this building can put together a functioning computer in like less than 10 minutes. Like, cables plugged in, power button, it's a functioning computer. But to actually take the time and be OCD and make the cables look good, now you're just getting down to like personal preference stuff. Like, how much time do you spend on that versus not? I don't know.
I don't know, man. When's the last time you saw Todd build a computer? All I'm saying is he might be
Okay,
slacking.
maybe not everyone in the building, but at least the builders. Yes, Drew, we are. That would be the one. It says it's happening tomorrow and next week too. Hell yeah. We'll have to update that. Planning on getting a PC. Where should I get my parts? If you're looking to build it yourself, definitely check out PC Part Picker. It kind of pulls from all the different websites.
You know, recommendations based on price from Newegg, Amazon, B&H.
Yeah, because sometimes you maybe just have a random good deal on a different site. No reason to buy them all from the same place. Yeah, entertaining would be one word for it, Drew. Damn, that was so long ago that had like the meta like banner back behind, like the old one with the monster pattern on it.
Like the one that was like a divider in that top room up there for a long time?
That one. American Ninja says my friend is interested in buying a new PC soon. I told him about Meta PCs, and it looks like we'll be buying one once he gets his tax return. Absolutely.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Probably be getting a lot of those coming up.
Yeah. Tax season, great time to invest some money back in some things that are fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of like spending money in my mind. It's like, it's obviously not free money. It's like shit you overspent on already. So if you already accounted for
a free loan to the government.
Yeah,
but,
so
if you
so if you pretend that, if you think of it that way, it makes it a little more fun to just like do something interesting with it. You know, buy a computer, upgrade it, buy some PC hardware. You know, it's fun things. Don't pay your bills with it. That's lame.
Hey, you're supposed to be encouraging people to be responsible, okay?
I mean, pay for bills first, for sure.
Yeah. Take care of yourself first, and then you can do the fun stuff.
Should I just get the parts from Amazon if they're the cheapest? Saving on shipping is a reason to buy all the parts from the same site. That's true. That's true.
But also, you usually get free shipping on like Newegg and stuff too, if you buy enough.
Yeah.
I guess some stuff is not free, but
it's one of those things. You just gotta kind of.
But also, if it's like $50 cheaper and shipping's like $10, it's like, well.
It's so dependent on where you're buying it from, what you're looking at. There could be a better deal here, there, or the other site. So. Unless you have to pay money, that's always a bummer. Yeah,
God, that was one thing I owed on my federal.
I did too. I think most of us will, which honestly is a good thing. That means that the taxes being taken out are like exact.
Well, it was like almost like I owed like $2 on federal. I was just like,
mine was.
That's fine, I guess.
Total, I owed like 80, and federal or state, one of those two was less than $10. So yeah, it was super, super accurate, which I guess is better than saying like, hey, sorry, man, we took $2,000 of you when you didn't know.
Well, they didn't take it. I mean, theoretically, you know.
Yeah, technically,
voluntarily
I
gave it up,
it.
But you know, doesn't feel that way sometimes.
How much would I have to spend to get over 220 frames playing Warzone? At what resolution, sir? At 1440? Hey, Corbin. How much would I have to spend to get over 220 frames on Warzone at 1440p? Broad price range.
4,500.
10 grand. No, realistically, probably like a, what, like...
4080 Super, 4090, so
yeah.
4,500.
Yeah.
That's about what I would be on.
Is Warzone that hard to run?
No, but on 1440...
It just doesn't like scale very... Oh, okay.
Ultra, you want more frames than...
Yeah, Drew's saying 35. Yeah. You're on that fine line of you need a higher end GPU for sure. 4070 is going to be the minimum. 4070 Ti is better. But yeah, that's like one of the few times you're getting into the 4080 territory, you will for sure utilize that and anything above. Yeah, Warzone's a pain in the ass to run.
I thought like, I don't know. I always thought like Call of Duty, maybe it's just Warzone. That's like intensive.
It is, yeah, just Warzone.
Loading the whole map.
The maps and the player count.
That makes sense.
Drew says you can fit a 4080 Super around 3500 with an i7 and 32 gigabytes of memory, or a 7800X 3D. Awesome. That is a beautiful pairing. I would love to have a 4080 Super with my 7800X 3D one day. Maybe I just wait now.
Hey man, Kyle got the upgrade.
Do it.
Now you gotta match him.
No, I can't join Kyle. He already did it. Now it's lame. I did the CPU upgrade recently. The GPU can wait. Speaking of the GPU. Also, tell Corbin to go away. Corbin, please leave the room.
Never.
You gotta turn the dial. It is on, but the right dial when you spin it is brightness.
How do you RGB this?
See the buttons below 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Yeah.
One of them is RGB mode. That's white, that's RGB. And then you can just turn the dial to change the hue.
Perfect. Using a background for this. That's all. Ignore me.
Hunter wants to know what games you play.
What games I play?
Yeah.
Let's see. I've been playing Helldivers 2. I've been playing, God, what's it called? Pacific Drive, I think is what it's
Pacific
called.
Drive. What's that one?
It's like a survival game where you're in like a kind of Chernobyl-esque like zone where a bunch of like supernatural stuff is happening,
That sounds cool.
and
I fuck with that.
all of the places you go, you're like fixing up this old jalopy and like upgrading it and like keeping it maintained and
Yeah.
stuff, and then that's how you like make your excursions into this zone.
Huh.
It's like very similar to something like Subnautica and how the game plays.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying it. I think it's really cool.
I haven't seen a whole lot on that one. And then Helldivers, of course. That's
Yeah,
a big one
and
right
then,
now.
yeah, everybody's
I
been
love
playing that,
watching
so.
like the cinematic clips of Helldivers. Like all the, I haven't played it yet. It's on my list. All the nighttime battles look so badass.
Yeah.
It's like it reminds me of Battlefront, where you have all like the lasers
does
and
a
beams and
lot,
shit.
yeah.
Everything's just like flying past you.
And now I want to go.
I feel like Helldivers is gonna turn into Warhammer 40k. I've heard so many comparisons between Helldivers and 40k. I thought it was 40k based.
It's not. It's their own.
Are people
it's
just
their own
comparing it because
IP.
it's like
Well, I mean, it's like, you know,
faction
the bugs
group
are like
base
Tyranids
versus
in 40k,
Yeah.
and then like the robots are kind of,
and then you have the humans and the robots and there's,
Yeah.
like yeah,
and then you have like the political like die for your country,
like
freedom
factions
stuff,
almost.
like
Yeah.
that like has a lot of 40k kind of feel to it.
I definitely want to play that game. I've been playing a lot of finals. It's more chill.
Is that good?
It is surprisingly good. I like the pacing of it. It's very Apex-like.
Interesting.
And a lot of the characters have like abilities or kits that are very reminiscent of Apex characters. So I played like Pathfinder a lot. So there's a
Right.
light with a grappling hook with almost identical mechanics. You can throw yourself across the map and do some crazy movement stuff.
But is it like recent Apex or like Apex when it came out?
More like Apex when it came out,
Okay.
because people kind of get to come up with shit. So they've
Yeah.
already had to nerf a whole lot of stuff because people came up with like cool ideas of how to like. There's so many objects you can interact with, right? Like you can pick up things and throw them. So they were like, what if I picked up this thing, my friend put a bomb on it, and then I threw it? What would happen? And it would like do different things depending on what object you had in your hand or how you threw it.
Yeah, I don't know. I
People just get
feel
creative
like
with it.
as time goes on, I'm like less inclined to play competitive multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I still like co-op stuff. I like playing with my friends, but like the competitive stuff, I'm like, I could or I could not.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm slowly dying out of it. Also, just out of a lack of time to like spend on it. I used to just be able to know life, like Apex when I was playing like semi-pro for that. I was able to just grind out, like PUBG before that. Tarkov after, not the Tarkov's esports, but still like something you invest a lot of time into, right?
Yeah.
Can't do that with a lot of games now. So to be able to just sit down and play like a story mode almost sounds more enjoyable. Like I'm starting to get the appeal of it. Like you don't want to sit down and grind your ass off trying to get top rank in something after working all day.
I mean, it's not even that for me. It's like the type of games a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. And more like the story behind it, world building type stuff. Drew says I'll be down on the 12th. Excited to see you again. People are comparing it to Starship Troopers.
Yep, it definitely feels a lot like Starship Troopers, for sure. Definitely get that vibe.
King Patch's party time? Yeah, we'll have to have a party when Drew's here. Celebrate the return of the little floating head. Helldivers isn't even like a full price game, is it?
Nope, it's like 40 or is it $50? I think it's 40.
40's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe this weekend. I'll pull the trigger.
It's good. I recommend it. They fixed the servers now. Like for a while there.
Oh, having problems with that?
Yeah, well, it was because like the player count is
Oh,
insane.
like just to keep up with it. Okay, that's good.
Well, 'cause, like,
that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, like the previous game, like Helldivers 1, like I thought was a good game. It was like a top-down, like twin stick shooter almost.
Interesting. I never saw the first one.
Yeah, it was like, maybe 60K max player count or something when it was like most popular.
And
This
now
game's
we're
like
at-
500K.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh my god, what do we do?
That's a good problem to have.
It is,
There's a lot of
but-
people that have server issues and they're more like networking problems, but to have like the support issue for that many people, that's like, hell yeah. They can keep up with or find out, address that issue.
Yeah, I mean, they have Sony backing them financially, so it's
Just
like
a few dollars.
they'll figure it out. Yeah, it's like
there's some money to be spent there. Blue Line Doodle says, hey guys, after being the pistol giveaway, I'm obsessed with watching you guys. Blue Line Doodles, that sounds so familiar. I remember pulling up the thing. I probably even have the little, it doesn't turn on. No, I have the button still. I could have pulled up the doodles on the screen. I tried, I'm sorry. But we loved having you out last week. That was so much fun. We'd love to do more stuff like that in the future, working with some awesome people. Static says, I love building PCs. You want a job? You live in Arizona? How often does the liquid and the fan radiator of this build have to be changed? Never, actually. So this is a closed water-cooled loop, so there is no way for air to enter or escape this system. Very few AIOs that people make still even are refillable. That's honestly, you're just asking for more problems if you do add that feature to it. That's kind of like what makes that so simple.
generally like your pump's gonna die or like your fan bearings are gonna wear out before you'd ever need to worry about the liquid, unless there was like something wrong with it, obviously.
Some AIOs will fail over time, and that's just like the pump will die or something mechanical will happen. But more than likely, the whole point is just to be as simple, streamlined as possible, and then not have to worry about like the craziness of the custom water cooled builds that we do is all like custom. It's part of the aesthetic. There's a little bit more to it than just the sake of cooling. Can I have a PC that, can I have a PC? I have a RTX 2060 and it can handle Fortnite. Do you need a PC for the 2060 or you need a PC with a 2060? Important distinctions. How we looking over here?
We're getting there. Almost done.
Just a little bit of the cable management stuff. Looking really good from this side. I'm curious what happens when we turn on that LCD cooler.
I don't know. Because, like, the thing is just, like, there's no actual, like, board connection for the RGB. It just goes to SATA and USB. So I'm guessing
Hopefully
it's like...
the USB could control it.
Well, yeah, that's what it says in the manual. It's like LED control through USB and L connect. But I don't know how it's going to show up, you know, when we don't have the software set up here.
I'm hoping it at least just gives you like the Lean-Lee like
I'm sure it'll
logo
like
or something.
Yeah, or like system statistics by default or something like that.
Yeah,
probably.
Another odd question: a tower PC has strong cooling and fans to keep the temps down. Your laptop doesn't have space for them. How do you keep laptops from overheating when you have a powerful CPU, GPU? Good question. A lot of time, those CPUs and GPUs are made specifically for laptops. So if you see that a laptop has a 4090, it's more than likely not a real 4090, like a desktop variant. It is a like lower power, which means lower heat version of it, which is only going to clock to whatever allows it to stay within that range. Same thing for CPUs.
Yeah, for instance, like a laptop 4090 mobile is like the equivalent of like a desktop 4080 in like actual power.
Right. So very toned down, and already the 40 series cards don't produce a lot of heat. So now it's also just the stuff from your CPU, which is also going to be a, what are they called, the HKs?
Yeah.
Or something like that? Instead of
One
just
of
the
those,
K
I
procs.
think it's H or something that is
for
like
mobile.
low power. Yeah.
And which is a specific low power draw CPU.
And then also lots of, you know,
HX,
engineering work.
Oh yeah,
that gets
and
put towards like,
absurd
you
amount of
know.
engineering work. We've gotten to see a couple of cool things when we were at CES for cooling in laptops. There's an absurd amount of engineering as far as trying to cram heat pipes, fans, the actual heat sinks on the components all within that form factor. We saw the, I don't know if you've ever seen, they're basically fans that are a sheet of paper like this, and they vibrate supersonic and create
I was watching
air.
like there's like an LTT video about
That
that
one,
or
yeah.
something.
So we met that company, then they were there, and we got to play around with the little fan things. Dude, they're so cool. They make no noise.
Yeah, and they're like
and they
a
produce
lot of
so
airflow,
much
like
air.
A ton, yeah.
They
like,
had this high-speed camera with some crazy filter lens over it, so you could see air movement.
right.
And it had like a projector behind it, so it's basically projecting what you couldn't see onto a wall that you can see. Super badass setup, and you could see how much it's moving from just like this paper-thin surface into like this wide range of air. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like some really cool science out there for cooling slim things. I forget what those are called, but whatever those fans are, they're being used in, they're doing pre-built NUC type computers with Zotac, I think, with those.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So things like NUCs, consoles, laptops, those types of stuff will be getting some pretty new technology.
Now they
here
just
soon.
need to figure out how to put RGB on it.
Yeah, now we just need RGB supersonic fans.
Then we can get it in the PC industry.
We have Windows in chat. Hello, Windows. Are you building from scratch? Yes, we are. This is a customer build that we're building right now. This is a 14700K and a 4070 Ti Super. And we got Trog in chat. Yeah, it was Zotac. What was the brand of those fans that was just like the paper that vibrates? It's like supersonic, whatever. There's a word for that. I'm blanking. Kid Shadow, what's up, guys? We're doing well. Enjoying our Thursday, getting some PC builds going. Trying to be productive with our day. How about you, dude? Fior or Fire or whatever. Solid state cooling. Gotcha. Yeah, that stuff was super, super impressive. Very cool to see. Looks very clean.
Okay, I think we're pretty much ready here.
That's even more confusing to pronounce. Fror. Fro?
Something like that.
Rolls right off the tongue. Let's see. Fror Systems. things are absurd. And so there's like a little a clear shell so you could see it the inside, and then 2 fans in the back there. So slim.
It's like crazy how small those things are for like a full PC, like an actual capable PC too. Like,
imagine if you could scale those up to 120 millimeters. And then all your fans are like paper thin in the case.
yeah.
These height cases are so good, dude. We love them. These in the Lee & Lee, I mean, they're gonna be everyone's fan favorite for a long, long, long time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like these for like doing something unique, right? Like,
yeah, and then for me personally, as much as I'm tired of building in 011s, there's a reason we do.
Yeah.
They support so much. They let us do so much with them as far as like customization, water cooling, high end, low end, everything works on them. That's why we like these cases a lot.
all right, well, let's see what happens with this LCD screen.
Ooh, it's time. Let's see. You forgot a controller. Sure you didn't want to put this in there?
I would prefer not to.
It's never too late. You may do the honors. Moment of truth. What do we got on the LCD? Oh.
That
Yay! Oh, before it turns black or something,
What does it say?
hey, we got the Lee & Lee logo there. Hopefully it just like, nope, went away. Well,
I don't know if it's going to show anything.
that was fun while it lasted. So, I mean, good news, that means the LCD works. That means next up is getting into the software. I don't remember what it's called, but
L-Connect?
Yeah, L-Connect.
Yeah.
I don't know why I figured there would be something different for the LCDs. It's still just
I'm
L-Connect.
pretty sure.
It better be.
I think all the Lee stuff does that.
It better still be L-Connect. Get into L-Connect, set up your screen, upload your GIF or your temp display or whatever you're trying to run on that. But it looks like it does just default to off.
That's
and
unfortunate.
And the RGB worked as well.
Yeah, I wish it like just lit up by default or something.
Some
but,
default setting for it would have been cool.
like the fans are going.
Yeah, otherwise, super clean build. Love all the RGB. Trident memory, we don't use that a lot. Was that a special request
Yeah,
as
that
well
was
with the cooler?
a special order for his one right there.
So a little different than our typical systems. The AIO is not something we typically carry. The Lee & Lee LCD cooler is definitely a rare one. I think also pretty damn new as far as things go because they include now the Infinity fans, which were the same Infinity fans. They weren't
Well, I
different
mean,
by
they're
any
the
means.
same Infinity fans. They're
Perfect.
just like, they have different
Yeah, yeah.
connectors for some reason. It's weird.
Cards and More says, I'm always waiting for your next upload. You're my favorite gaming PC channel. Thank you, dude. We just hit over 100K over on YouTube. We appreciate all the support. We've been absolutely grinding away trying to put out as much content as we can. I finally gave in. Are the top fans lit? No, they're not.
They were when like the thing was
Oh
cooling.
yeah, it was when the
then-
cooler was. So
And
that
then
means
they turned off. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so it did turn back off when the cooler turned off. So there's a good chance that once you get into the software, it will turn on. Because I
I'm
didn't
sure.
notice that when you first booted it. I'm pretty sure I saw those fans on.
Yeah, no, I checked. They did.
Okay.
But like not for very long.
Yeah, so probably a software issue. Trying to run it off with a new controller. Probably just needs a little love. Something the doctor, thank you for the sub. A little bit of chassis RGB lighting would have set this off. It could use a little bit of,
I don't know where to put it in this
little
case
bit of
though.
glow.
Like the Y60, like it's hard to like, because there's, well, I guess you could put it along that edge and then like you get a little underglow. But when these fans are turned on, then you
Yeah.
should get underglow.
I think
as
once the
well.
top fans turn on,
So-
it'll look pretty good.
Yeah.
What motherboard is that? This is the Z790 Tai Chi. We love that motherboard.
Yeah. This
All
is
the
a
ASRock.
super good looking board, and it's really unique looking.
Yeah. All the Z790 or X670 ASRock boards.
Yep.
So good. We love ASRock a lot. Their BIOS is my favorite. They're like not overclocking, but how they boost clock with Intel procs. By far my favorite.
Well, it's just like it's easy.
It's
to
it's
visualize
smarter.
what it's doing. Like it, it doesn't
It's
just
like
pound it with voltage. until
Exactly.
it
It's actively more
overheats.
intelligent. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, Mr. CPU, what would you like today? Or is it Asus is like 350 watts.
Go.
Take it. Yeah, it's pretty interesting that everyone makes a good product, but there's still some differences between the two. Some people still offer some features most people might not actually know are features in the first place.
The Tai Chi Sorera. Yeah, that's a cool one too.
yeah.
The marble looking one.
We do
That's
like the
definitely
marble build.
unique.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time since we've had one of those. I remember like we did when we were at the old place. We
Yeah.
had like one of those or a couple of those, but we haven't really done them since.
I think they're a rare breed. Did they do them for the X670?
I think so.
I guess so.
I don't
They
know
didn't
if they
stop
were
them.
like. I don't think they're limited.
No, maybe they're just hard to get or something.
It's possible. Yeah.
ASRock boards, they're great. Yeah, the Carrera though, exactly, Drew. Incredible motherboard. But yeah, that is a great looking system, dude. Thank you.
Of course.
And that is pretty much going to wind down in the stream. So if anyone has any last comments, questions, concerns, tech things, we're here for a couple more minutes. And then we'll be leaving for the day. It's been a busy one. Now we're doing good time. It's about a couple hour stream. It's about right.
When did we start? Like 2:30?
Yeah, just about.
2:30ish? That wasn't bad.
Yeah, the uptime is over on the bottom left there. Just over 2 hours. Kyle wants to know, why does Kyle smell like toad cheese all the time? I'm really not sure, but he's currently not at work today, so I'm hoping he's dealing with that, whatever that entails.
Probably a diet thing.
Yeah, probably
how
a
it
diet
is.
thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a little exercise or something in there too.
Too much McDonald's.
Too much McDonald's. He does need he eats a lot of junk food. I'll be like, Kyle, you need some lunch today? He's like, nah.
And you don't?
Exactly. He's like, nah, I don't need them. I don't need food right now. And then I'll look back later and he's just like chomping on some like McDonald's or something. I'm like,
Takis?
bro. Yeah, Takis or just snack things or, yeah, man, we'll try to save him. One meal at a time. I'll reprimand him. Drew says he'd like that too much. Who's that hanging out there on the right? I think you're talking about Ricky Berwick over there. He's our stuffed Ricky hanging off the shelf in the back. Can you give me the full battle pass on Fortnite? If you trade me the full battle pass for Overwatch. Crazy? Awesome. Well, with that said, we're going to wind down the stream. I will catch you all next Thursday. We don't have necessarily anything crazy planned, but maybe we will. We always get cool stuff into the door, so we will let you know. Hopefully make a Twitter post and all that next time informing you as well. But yeah, great stream, everyone. Good seeing you. Have you ever done custom liquid cool builds on stream? They take too much time.
That'd be a long stream.
It would be a very long stream. Alrighty, yo. Enjoy, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your guys' Thursday.
Later.
Adios.